Okay. Good evening. Let's call order the Zoning Board of Appeals for Wednesday, April 24th, 2024. In accordance to the provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20, notice is hereby given that the Zoning Board of Appeals is meeting tonight, Wednesday, April 24th, 2024, 7 p.m., Meeting Room 124. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in person at 1 Liberty Lane, Norfolk, Mass., or by remote Zoom connection provided. Please note that the in-person meeting will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the remote connection. The meeting will continue as is. Thank you and welcome. First thing on our agenda, we have
An already open hearing.
7:01, an open hearing on 292 Main Street.
Yes, and you received an email from the applicant to...
Saying continue, right?
No, this one's
They're
not that one.
removing
This is
without prejudice.
to withdraw the request
Complete, oh, I didn't,
Completely
without prejudice,
withdrawn.
because they're going
They're keeping it to a single
to
family.
keep it to a
all
single
right,
family.
that's good.
I make the motion that we accept the applicant's motion to withdraw without prejudice.
I'll second.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
We don't have to do a roll call, we have nobody on Zoom.
Right? That's easy. Excellent.
All right.
Thank you. Got a little bit of time.
We have a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Do we have,
Minutes?
we have minutes? Did you?
Yeah, I reviewed them.
I didn't hear your, I didn't see
That's
your
okay.
reply.
I did, I replied.
Okay.
I reviewed them. I was a little concerned about when we were doing that, we had the hearings that we were pushing, I forget what we called it. We
Recessed them? and they
recessed the
continued?
meetings, and I asked her if the flow was correct. That's all I asked her to double check. I think she put a note in there.
To Main Street.
Yeah, so I think she put a note in there to kind of clarify it. With that clarification, then it would be good.
Okay,
So I can accept it as is if, all
okay.
right.
You want to make a motion?
Yeah, has that already been edited in?
Yes, I added the word, I just added a word, let's see. Just changed it to the second motion. The second. Yeah, it's been changed.
Okay. And that was the date of that was March 20,
March 20th.
Yep.
March 20th, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes for March 20th, 2024.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Say
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. Sir?
Yep.
You here for 292?
Yeah.
So they withdrew without prejudice, because they're not gonna convert it to a two-family, they're gonna actually just make it a single-family home.
Really?
Yeah. So,
That's that.
that's it.
That's it.
They do have the right to come back and pursue it, but
Yeah.
they
But,
withdrew.
yeah, no, they're working on submitting
They're
plans.
making it a single.
Oh, okay, so it's gonna be,
What's there?
a month till he gets his stuff together and can get started, or?
I would,
For the septic,
It'll be a building inspector.
yeah, probably it's
The
gotta.
septic's already been approved.
we approved.
The septic, it should be within, as long as he gets his plans to the building department for all the different,
Yeah, it'll, another month or so anyway.
Yeah, I think, month should be
I mean,
reasonable.
it was approved, the septic system was approved for a 5-bedroom home, so
Yeah,
it could be a big home.
Can't, so, yeah, single family, but he can't change how actual.
You can't
size
change the
of
footprint.
He really can't change the footprint without all kinds of,
well, he can,
You can't.
he can
Oh,
change
he
as long as he
needs
doesn't
So-
violate it.
Have him grab a microphone.
He can change, he can go up with it, but he can't change the footprint and make it more encroached on the neighbors without coming in front of this board.
Yeah.
So right now, he's got what he's got, and he can go up with it. He can do whatever he wants, going straight up. Pretty much, that's it. He can leave
So
the
it can't go
bump outs on
beyond,
there.
can't go beyond 35 feet, though.
right, and if he, I think he could still go off the other end of the house
Yeah,
without a problem
setback.
because there's no
Yeah.
setback issues there. So, I mean, he may add to it, I don't know, but the end that he was going to add on ended up in wetland buffers and everything else, so I don't think that's happening.
No.
I think he took everything off the table at this point, so that's my word.
Wait and see what happens, I guess.
There you go.
Thanks for letting me know.
You get to watch the skeleton for a little while longer.
Yeah, so I figure, hey, sit there. Just remember.
Quiet, eh?
There you go. You're welcome.
A few more minutes, you can, want to move to, vote to refund the balance of Boyd's Crossing? You don't mind? Review account?
Sure. We have an issue before us called Boyd's Crossing Review, account balance of $2,018.46 to be refunded to Powerhead LLC. And I was under the impression everything's been done.
Yeah,
There's a nice bench out on Main Street that anybody who's walking can take a sit on if they'd like. The sign was done, the lighting was approved.
you closed that a while ago.
We closed all of that
Yeah, it's all,
stuff.
yeah.
I forget what we were holding the 2,000 for.
This was in the professional
For the peer
review account.
review.
Okay.
Everyone's been paid, they've had opportunity to submit invoices.
Yeah, all invoices have been paid, so this is the balance.
And and we know there's no more invoices coming in.
Correct.
Thank you.
So, just need the-
Anybody want to make a motion to?
Yeah, as long as if we're satisfied that all the bills have been.
Bus shelter hadn't been done, or was it just?
Well, they've swapped it from a bus shelter to the bench.
Oh, that's it, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
That's better.
we agreed to that.
All right, I'll make a motion that we will be refunding the account balance of $2,018 and 46 cents to Powerhead LLC for the Boyd's Crossing.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We still got a couple minutes.
Minutes?
We did that.
We just did that, yeah.
Alrighty,
you were in
Johnny
the
come
parking lot.
lately over here.
Anything from the correspondence you can quickly go over, or is that too much?
Internet's not working.
Need more time?
Well, that 40B stuff
Those
is
correspondence? I
extensive.
don't know, you can read it if you, it's in the,
It's
I
extensive.
don't have any.
Oh.
Oh, it's just,
my
you mean
God.
the
Courtney
court?
loves.
No, I mean, just, I mean, it's really,
It's all just,
just compliance reports.
it's
Yeah,
just
it's pro
compliance
forma at
reports.
this point.
We don't have to do anything with that.
No,
really.
it's just for your
It's just for our-
information.
Our own
We already have it.
edification.
Yeah. If anybody's having a hard time sleeping at night, you can read through those.
Little
Because-
Antiques Roadshow in the background, little compliance report.
Yeah.
Screen
There you
action.
go.
Next
I mean, the
to
only thing you can say is Meeting House is done, you know, so,
Done, yeah.
done.
a couple bottles of Sam.
That's been
somewhere.
done. Wade's Crossing, they haven't, the road's in, they're gonna be starting the construction this spring. And then, the Enclave, they're getting close to being done.
The Enclave's off of Village Green.
Well,
is that
it's Village
correct?
Green, yep.
Yeah.
They're,
So we're waiting for road width changes and
yep, so the time
sidewalks.
is getting close to
I was gonna
putting the
say,
water
it's
line,
time.
you
And the
know.
water, and the mailbox not moving.
That's
Yep.
correct.
Gotta make sure.
Gotta make sure the mailboxes don't move.
Yes.
So DPW's been coordinated with, Tom DePlacido to
Okay.
get that done, so.
Good.
Yeah,
That's not in the
there's an old
compliance
water
report, but that's
line
just-
that's,
But
That needs to be
The water
replaced.
department's taking the asbestos water main out, isn't that where that's?
Yeah.
yes,
Okay, yeah.
yes.
Well, it's already been done.
That's been done.
Yeah,
Oh,
now
okay,
it's a
good.
matter of finished paving.
Now it's a pavement issue. The water lines,
And the footpath.
yes.
The sidewalk.
Which side? I'm
So
sorry.
it kind of bobs and weaves and switches sides.
It's on one side, the mailboxes aren't moving.
And then
the
it goes to
mailboxes
the other
have to
side,
move,
and
they
the
have to come back
sidewalk.
here.
And it goes around the mailboxes.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be just
It's gonna
fine.
be beautiful.
It's gonna be just fine.
It's gonna be
Beautiful.
There are many
quite frankly,
sidewalks
the new
that,
paved, there'll be a sidewalk which doesn't exist there today.
That's
so-
right.
yeah, there are
which is
many
gonna-
sidewalks that go around mailboxes and utility poles. People know what to do.
They do that
Which,
in Dallas too.
you know, gets it out to Cleveland,
Yep.
Gets it all the way
out to
Cleveland, out to Rockwood.
Rockwood.
Well, that was what they wanted when they
Yeah.
They wanted that.
Yeah, so that's good then.
So the people from the enclave can walk to the center on sidewalk.
Yeah, and actually, they can walk through the woods if they wanted to, so they can walk through the woods.
We spent a lot of time on that during the hearing.
Right.
I've spent many times in that woods over the years.
So you know you can walk to the center now.
Well, I used to ride a go-kart there.
We're good for
Well,
this.
you can, walk that way.
Can't do that
We're
anymore.
good now.
We're good now, it's 7:10.
All right.
We can go to the second hearing.
I gotta read it in anyway.
It is,
So this one's the River Road one?
Yes.
They're continuing that, aren't
I think
they?
68,
I thought that was the continue.
Oh, we're still continuing. Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
okay, so it was continued so do I have to do anything? The hearing's already open?
no, you have to read the notice.
Oh, then
This
we're
is
gonna
the
do
first hearing.
All right, it's first hearing, but then we're gonna continue it anyway.
Correct.
Okay, got it. All right, so notice is hereby given in accordance with Chapter 48, the Massachusetts General Laws and any amendments thereto, that a public hearing will be held by the Zoning Board of Appeals on Wednesday, April 24th, 2024, at 7:10 PM in Room 124 at the Norfolk Town Hall, 1 Liberty Lane, Norfolk, Mass. The applicant, 36 Thayer Street LLC, is requesting variances pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 40A, Section 10 as amended, and Norfolk zoning bylaw, Section 310-7.6C, 3, paragraph 3 is that? Okay, and from 310-4.5C.1 and C.4 to construct a single-family home with septic and utilities within the floodplain protection district. The property is located at 68 River Road, Assessors Map 4, Block 27, Lot 4, in the R2 zoning district.
So the applicant submitted a request to continue to the May meeting.
Do we have to make a motion to open?
Well, yeah, start there. That's a good idea,
Let's make a
sorry.
motion to open that
jumped ahead.
hearing. Isn't that what you just did?
Didn't I just open the hearing by reading it?
Do you want to dual motion it, open it, and continue it in one motion?
All right.
We could do that?
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right, so I'll make a motion that we open the hearing for 68 River Road, and we continue it to
May
May 22nd, 2024 at 7:05?
Sure.
Sure.
So May
don't have any.
May 22nd, 2024 at 7:05 PM.
Do I hear a second?
I need a second.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So moved.
They
You
said
did a
they're still,
fabulous job of reading that.
Did I, really? Was it
Yeah.
that good?
It was good.
It was okay?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
can hear it.
It's too bad the applicant wasn't here. You could have just asked them if they waived the reading of the notice, and then we could have just skipped it.
Zoom.
Yeah. So I want to open the hearing now for the 5 Cottage Court. It's a new application,
well,
right?
yeah, you got a
We're
couple of minutes.
2 minutes
Oh,
early.
2 minutes early, gotta wait, okay.
He's eager.
Okay,
That's good, though.
okay.
What's the 30 Birch Road that we're gonna have a special permit to construct on the ancillary accessory building, do you know?
A garage,
It's a garage?
yeah.
Why is it needing a special permit?
Because it encroaches in the setbacks,
Oh, okay.
yeah. However, I just wrote to them today that it's attached to the house, so technically,
Ooh,
can't do it.
oh, no.
So it's either trying to apply for variance or detach it.
Has it got a breezeway or some sketchy
stairs.
attachment, or?
There's, you come down, there's steps and a deck. So you walk up, the stairs are attached to the garage and the deck are in between.
Okay. Bummer,
Yeah.
yeah.
I did review with Bob
Yeah.
too, just to clarify, like, this is not.
Yeah, I mean, it
this is
does
not
kick it
good.
into principal structure zone once it's attached, so
Yeah.
it kind of is a bummer.
And even though it's, it is a non-conforming lot, but then when they built the house and reconstructed it, it met all the setbacks, so it's not,
They
it's
don't have
not,
a grandfather condition.
so we'll see. That's just kind of an, that's a,
Right.
maybe, May 22nd.
I feel confident that their designer can fix this problem.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure they can, yeah.
I mean,
Just whether it's
unless
timely.
they'd like to visit us, in which case they can knock themselves out, but,
Well, we'll have to visit you for the garage.
I thought he did.
Still.
All right.
oh, even if they did,
Oh, well, is it 15?
You got another second, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Still says 4, 14.
So,
And we will have the write-up for 90 for the 90
For the
Pond
solar
Street. You
grid.
have that written up?
I do, yeah.
I don't have it here, though. I didn't get a copy of it. I don't have it. I have to look on my phone and find it.
to vote on it. I thought you made copies of that one. No?
Yeah, we have to have something to sign, right? That's the one to sign?
To sign.
All right.
Yeah, you want
I want
a
to
physical copy?
I want to see it.
Okay. Does everybody want to see it?
I already saw it, I
paper?
think.
I looked at it.
No, well, so it's 7:15,
Yep, yeah, we
so
are.
back to it.
So let me,
We're moving right along here.
so I'll read this in, then I have to open the hearing anyway with an official vote?
Do you want to sign into yours here?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you should have a motion.
Oh, okay,
You
fine.
read the notice and have a
Let me read the
motion.
notice, okay.
Yes.
Right. Right, so notice hereby given in accordance with Chapter 48 of the Massachusetts General Laws and any amendments thereto, that a public hearing will be held at the Zoning Board of Appeals on Wednesday, April 24th, 2024, at 7:15 PM in Room 124 at the Norfolk Town Hall, 1 Liberty Lane, Norfolk, Mass. The applicant, Thomas Burkhardt, requests special permits for relief of the front setback of 50 feet to 41 feet to extend the pre-existing front deck, and relief of the rear setback of 25 feet to 18.2 feet for the conversion of the pre-existing three-season porch to inhabitable space. Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 48, Section 9 is amended, and Norfolk zoning bylaws, Section 310-6.4A2, Schedule of Use Regulations of the Norfolk zoning bylaws. The property is located at 5 Cottage Court, Assessors Map 3, Block 6, Lot 8, in the R2 zoning district. Make a motion that we open the hearing for 5 Cottage Court.
Second that?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5 Cottage Court is now open. I have a question before
Oh, okay.
we go there.
Sure.
Could you explain to us a little bit of what the rule change was just recently at the town meeting that changed this from a variance to a setback?
At
I
the,
mean,
sure, yep.
From a variance to a,
At the November 14th town meeting,
Oh, yeah.
there was a zoning bylaw change to allow non-conforming structures to seek a special permit if they're are encroaching on a setback. As part of that change from November, if you continue along that line, there was no encroachments, you could just do it by right. Previously, you had to get the special permit, if you remember.
You mean a variance?
a variance.
No, no.
Previously.
Previously, if you didn't encroach it, so
If we
you
didn't
just
encroach,
maintain
it
that
didn't.
setback line.
Yep.
Before, you had to still get the special permit, even though you weren't doing any changes to that setback line. You remember they had the, well, like the breezeway, not the breezeway, the portico
Yep.
example. They were taking it down, putting it back, they weren't doing anything, they still had to go for the special permit. Well, now you could do that without having to go to the board.
Okay.
In addition to that, they had a provision was if you were encroaching, you could do it by special permit. So it took away the necessity to try to demonstrate hardship to do it. And now it's a special permit, which, different criteria. I mean, I can read them through if you want, or just,
No, I was just, we're
Just kinda set the
wanted
stage?
to set the
Yeah.
stage.
as you know, this is unique.
Yep.
For sure. Because he was before you before at his variance, which was withdrawn without prejudice, and this is, I guess.
Now he's here for a special
And
permit.
further unique in terms of this is existing, but it was done without permit. So the existing is really work done without a permit.
So technically, in our view, it's not existing,
It's only on the
Yeah.
drawing.
Yeah,
correct?
We're looking
Yeah.
at the
If I,
plan.
Yes.
yeah,
all right.
yep.
No, because it's there, you can't,
Just because it's there doesn't mean it's
Has no
existing.
relevance.
It has no
Yeah.
relevance.
there's no relevance.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, so we have
Yeah.
the applicant before us.
Tom Burkhardt, again.
Do we have a microphone on him?
Yeah, just slide it over.
Thank you.
So yes, thank you again for everybody's time. I think there are a couple new members here that weren't here last time, but I was here a few months ago. Just like you were saying, we withdrew it to go for the special permit instead because of these changes. So just the history again. So this right here, this was an existing
So if you just, sorry.
Sorry.
You can stand, you can go over there, just have the mic with you. For people at home, that's all.
or who listen to the after meeting.
Or, yeah, well, whatever.
The meeting audio.
Afterwards, whatever.
Get
but-
the minutes straight.
Tens
still
of
at home,
viewers,
most
you know?
likely.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Joe.
All right, go ahead.
So,
I would do it.
right here, this was an existing three-season porch, so it's since been enclosed and created to be, as far as the flow goes, the kitchen used to be right here, and now the kitchen is in the back side to allow, this is only about 16 feet wide, so this allowed for us to have a little living space, a dining room, basically for our family to be able to flow a little bit better for this kind of shotgun style. So again, like it was mentioned, this already is in place. Just a background history for everybody here. It was a rough start. I took bad advice from somebody, but this past year I've been working my tail off, working with Bob and the other inspectors, trying to finalize the last of all the inspections. Obviously, this is the last big hump going backwards, the most important part. So that's why we were saying it was a unique situation. So again, the other part of it being this existing deck, all of our entertainment is right in the front yard like this. 5 Cottage Court, I'm the only house actually on it. The back of the house is our neighbor Holly, and it faces her backyard. So this is all woods area. Again, this is Norfolk conservation land, and the wetlands to the Charles is that way. So like I was mentioning, this is all the frontage of where we all entertain and hang out, and this just made more sense where I had a 8-foot big picture window to have to put a slider there to allow you to go out on the deck and go right out to where we always are.
What's to the left of your house?
That's so there's a big area, there's a set of trees, and that's our neighbor Allie and Ryan that live right there.
Okay.
So, Mr.
They're not on
I'm sorry.
Cottage Court?
No, their driveway is. So I had the driveway, or I had the street paved with my driveway, but theirs actually turns on, but they're still Miller Street.
Okay.
Our mailboxes are all together. I think there's kind of a weird curve that's kind of dangerous.
I've been down there.
So just with where your kitchen is now enclosed, that
Yeah.
was an open air porch,
Three-season porch.
3-season porch?
So that's already been, it was already all reopened, everything was re-inspected and closed back in now.
So we don't have a permit record on that porch, though, is what you're
Did you-
saying.
Did you
Not
build the original?
Before?
when it was built to begin with, is what I'm saying.
Prior to his occupancy or ownership? No, we
So-
didn't have.
So we're claiming a nonconformity on the porch, but we don't know if it was built with the benefit of a permit and that it was legal at the time of the,
The only other thing I had was the mortgage plot plan, which I provided.
I'm getting at a detail that is whether or not you're eligible for the special permit to begin with, or if this is still a variance condition, because I'm questioning whether or not the deck was legal.
How long has the deck,
3-season?
we'll call it a deck, how long how long has it been there?
The deck, it had to have been original. I mean, it was
Which is,
1968-ish, give or take, 70.
What is it made out of?
The deck?
Yeah,
It was all pressure-treated wood.
that's
With
not
2 by
original,
8s.
brother. That's not gonna last that long, I'm sorry.
So is there a tax
What-
record?
sorry, are you-
When it
Yeah,
was,
it's a weird detail, we're gonna noodle on it for just a second, don't worry.
So we're not talking about the,
but
you're
it's
talking
over
about
10 years.
three-season porch,
Yeah,
though, right?
The three-season porch.
Well, even if, I mean,
It's
the
over
fact
10
that
years, though.
something you can't order removal on does not make it legal, though. If we're claiming a nonconformity on, a pre-existing nonconformity on this deck, you only have a pre-existing nonconformity if it was legal at the time that it was built with the benefit of a permit and legal at the time of construction. The reason why I'm asking if this has a permit on it is because it's in the setback, and if it doesn't have a permit on it, then it's not a pre-existing nonconformity, in which case this is not a special permit and it's still a variance, and that kitchen's a problem.
Oh, sorry, I thought when you said deck, I thought you were talking about the side deck.
I'm talking about your three-season porch.
Yeah, the three-season porch originally doesn't have a permit on it, from what our understanding is from the letter from the building department.
You're talking about, so just to clarify, you're talking about,
I'm talking about this thinger back here.
Right.
no, I get it.
Yeah.
And you're talking about
is that part of the original structure, or was that, because if that wasn't built with the benefit of permit, because that's already sitting in the setback, if it was built illegally to begin with, it's not a pre-existing nonconformity, it's just a condition that wasn't ordered removal on because 10 years had passed on the building code. Okay, so the building code, when you biff the building code, if they don't catch you for 7 to 10 years, you basically have a situation where you are not grandfathered, which is a legal condition that violates the zoning bylaw. You have a condition in which we just can't order removal, and that's kind of, it's a gray area. It's not legal, it's not illegal, so to speak.
But it's important in this situation.
But it's important in this situation because while it's not illegal, it doesn't give you the rights that come with grandfathering.
Sure. Well, can I add one more note? So, and the garage was an addition with the town in 2004, which showed that whole footprint as well.
But you were building the garage, so the only thing that was subject to the permit at that point in time was the garage. So if your garage isn't sitting in the setback, it wouldn't have triggered.
I thought you were talking about the 10-year.
Oh, I
So
assume that you built
it's
the
all over
garage
10,
with a
right? So
permit.
I don't think that's.
I have no idea. I've only had it for a couple of years.
Yeah, I assume, I mean, presumably if the garage was built in 2002, it was built with a permit. If not, the only reason why I make a distinction on that is because this is 18.2 feet from your side lot line, and this is still further, so this is potentially conforming, and why I'm not bothered by that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we don't have, he doesn't have a record of that, the original three-season porch on the back, which you extended on,
And it's now a kitchen.
now a kitchen.
What'd you put under it? Is it like foundation or?
It's all
Yeah.
footings
Sorry.
in, yeah.
Can I ask a question? Was there an original porch and we extended the original porch and then we enclosed the extended original porch? So
So it was,
when you bought it, was there a porch there?
Yes.
And was it 12 feet, 16 feet? What was the porch?
I think it was a few feet shorter than what it
So
actually
you've
is.
extended the deck already, and then you've taken the extended deck and now enclosed it.
no. So just the, there was a
Three-season.
deck on the front. The back
No,
was,
we're still on the porch.
This
We're
deck is
still on
the
the
extension,
porch.
right?
yeah, so the rear portion, when you purchased it, was it enclosed already?
Yes, it was
Yes.
Okay,
enclosed.
So
You haven't added to that.
but he has added to
he
that.
has added to it now. Yeah.
So,
This is unfortunate. From a legal point of view. I went by just to look at it, like from a logic point of view,
I honestly, I don't know if it's a special permit.
I don't either.
I think it's a variance,
Is this
and I
cited
think at
for
the
both?
last, we said it was probably special permit because we changed the bylaw. But in light of it not ever being a permitted function, it draws all kinds of red flags as that it realistically should never have been there in the first place.
And as it's already constructed, it's a legalization, which draws into question when even this extension was built and whether or not that was before or after the bylaw was in play. Because just because the
but whether or not-
application was after the bylaw doesn't mean, I'm not clear whether the construction was before the bylaw, given the case history from building.
The, my question's a little bit different, is regardless of what the kitchen, the porch, whatever it was, if those items weren't there today, and this gentleman came before us for a special permit, I guess, how would we view it?
He would not be eligible for the special permit because it's not a pre-existing nonconformity. So if he came to us and said, my house is here,
But how does that play into the bylaw, Rich, the new?
well, if it's not a our bylaw is just for the pre-existing nonconformity.
Right, if it wasn't there,
It'd be a variance.
like you just asked,
It'd be a variance.
If it wasn't
It would
there,
have
it'd
to be a variance.
because
it wouldn't be a special permit. the reason why
Well, it is a,
it wouldn't
I
have
mean, it
been...
doesn't make the front setback, so
Well,
the rear is
What does it need on the rear to meet it?
25.
25.
so it might be 25.
So it could be made conforming if it were pulled in. So if he had come to us to begin with, we would have said, pull it in 5 feet, skip the variance, and get on with your life. Probably.
Yep,
Not that we give applicants
I don't know if he
advice.
has the room to do that, because, I mean, how big is that porch? Or the kitchen now?
12,
So 12.
But
So
that's
you-
not a zoning issue. The size of his kitchen, we just expect him to rejigger his things inside to accommodate an odd kitchen.
No. What I'm saying is, the house would have been 30-foot setback. So he couldn't have done anything more than a 5-foot variance in reality.
Has Mr.
And it
Bullock,
wouldn't have been a variance, you could have
No,
done
he
it.
could have just done the 5
Yeah.
feet, yeah.
has Mr. Bullock indicated that this requires a special permit? Has he made that determination? Do we
His
know?
letter does not
It
end with
didn't
a
clearly-
determination
no, it
of what the relief is. It was more of a
Do
history.
you think that would
of-
help us if we knew his determination? Because he's the enforcement officer.
I
don't? Yeah. So in discussions about this
Because in theory, you
before,
could give somebody a special permit, and the person that makes these final decisions on permits could say, that's great, but you need a variance. Or you don't, but
right. No,
That's my
no,
point,
Point
is-
taken.
What did we advertise it for? Special permit or variance?
Special permit.
Just special permit, so this needs
Yeah.
to be re-advertised too, potentially. What?
It was originally advertised.
Yeah.
I
What
know he
about,
went into the history of it, but I don't know if he made, like you said, the determination.
Yeah, I didn't, that's what I was cruising the letter for, but I didn't see quite where he landed on that issue, but it kind of, I was just like.
I'm not
we
sure
got
we're
legal conditions.
convinced either way, and that's not, I'm not sure that's our role, but.
So if this three-season porch was less than 25 feet from the rear setback,
If,
existing,
well, the problem with the legalization instead of, because they're not really doing, it's not really a true special permit or variance case because the work is already done. This is a legalization case for work that was done. And had it come to us for review, I think we would have caught the fact that this wasn't a legal porch to begin with and that he wasn't going to be in special permit territory. And that avoiding the variance would, he could bump out 5 feet as of right, and that would be probably the best path to go.
I guess my point is.
so either pathway, it would require removal, wouldn't it?
Well, I guess
Yeah.
my point is if Mr. Bullock makes a
Unless we
determination
grant a
one way or the
variance.
other and says he's
What-
going to require a special permit or
What's
variance.
the hardship to grant a variance?
But,
Well, that's for the applicant to
Right.
make.
I don't know, that's what I'm saying.
but if he makes that determination, I'm not going to challenge his determination on that.
So Mr. Bullock said that there was a screen porch, but an extension was built to the screen porch by approximately 7 foot by 27 foot and is now extending into the setback by 7 feet. Is now extending by 7 feet.
So it was built to the
So it
setback
was-
to begin with. So there's no special there's no nonconformity
that's
that
what I
was preserved. This is okay, friend. All right, so you got a kind of
no.
bad situation.
No, it was,
No, it sounds like it met the setback
Yeah, it met the
originally,
setback to begin with.
But he extended it
Yeah, which
into
is why I'm saying it wasn't non-conforming to begin with. So there was never a non-conformity to preserve, which means that this was a variance for you to build your kitchen as far to the setback as it was, which means that you have submitted, this is bureaucratic as hell, so enjoy this. You have submitted the wrong wrong application, and we have advertised for the wrong type of hearing. And you need to make an argument for this in order to preserve it instead of to avoid a demo order on this portion of the structure related to the shape, soil condition, or topography of your lot that is unique to your lot and your zoning district. What helps you is that your lot is unique. you live on you are the only lot, and I know this is upsetting, and and so stay calm, but that's basically the situation. Is there's a legal argument that you need to make at this point in order to legalize this situation. And while it is not for us to advise, for you to seek legal counsel, which I'm a planner, so I will flat out just say, when you have a legal problem, talk to a lawyer. They'll help you make the argument before the board, and then we'll consider it.
I'll play devil's advocate.
Okay,
With the change of the bylaw,
yeah.
pre-existing non-conforming single-family homes by special permit can encroach on setbacks. That house it violates the front setback. So you're isolating it to the rear.
But was the legislative, I always thought our legislative intent of this bylaw was dealing specifically with the nonconformity and not necessarily to create new
No,
nonconformities.
it wasn't narrowed to, it was
No,
to
it
allow
wasn't
for a non-conforming single-family home to be able to encroach side, rear setback heights by special permit. It wasn't isolated to
Just the
that particular
nonconforming
area.
side.
So I think,
I would buy that argument.
I would think that he's filed the right thing.
Okay.
He's filed
I
it,
would buy that argument.
he's filed it
You have
for
to read
both.
it against the people
Yeah.
against the people that drafted it.
Correct.
So the town drafted it, so you have to read it in their favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the special permit is correct.
Okay,
Only
that-
because it's all encompassing to that one lot and house. And so even though it encroached on the front, the back encroachment is still within that setback scenario, if you want to call it that.
I took the intent of the bylaw to
Correct.
be that if you were already encroaching
I
on the
agree.
front, that you could encroach more on the front, not to be that you could encroach on any setback, but as it's drafted, you could
I
definitely
think you
read
could.
it that way.
Yes, and I think that was right.
They're saving you the legal fee there. I'm like, a lawyer would have told you that one, but yeah.
But but still,
is
the
complicated,
difficulty I have on the special permit is we have the right to issue special permits to, I believe, buildings that have existing setback issues with existing stuff. And even if they encroach a little bit more into the setback, it's still in keeping to the neighborhood around. From what I understand, this looks and feels like he's just making a house that looks like everybody else's house around there, and he needs to dot his i's and cross his t's before he builds any more. And I think that's why he's here, because he can't dot any i's or cross any t's until he gets those permissions. I don't like it when people take their own initiative and encroach, and just say, oh, I'll ask for forgiveness later. I don't like that thought process. I can understand your naiveness to the whole situation and possibly trying to save a dollar and be a DIYer. But there are rules and laws in place to protect you and your neighbors and the town. And one of the things that we are trying to do is keep everything above board. You weren't above board in doing all this. I think you've learned your lesson. I think you know that for a fact. But now the question is, as a board, do we believe a special permit can be granted for the 2 encroachments that he's made?
May I say just one thing?
Sure.
Please. I just want to say thank you for everything you said just then. I do very much appreciate it. What you don't know is how hard I have worked over this past year with Bob and the other inspectors to open everything up, get the right drawings in place, get all the sign-offs done. And I feel terrible to have to say this in front of you because you guys ultimately have to come up with a decision before it even begins. And yes, I did get bad information and went with it to begin with, but I really do think I have made up for it up to this point in trying to finalize everything. That's all I wanted to say.
You're gonna take on a project like this again? You can do it again?
Absolutely not.
I have a question.
Sure.
So that says lots 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Tell me that that's one lot now, and not 5 pieces put together, that we're not seeing 4 property lines. Lots 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5,
Yeah, what the
for
heck
a
is
total of 35 square. So is this still cut into little lots?
So
Be merged.
They
the
must
way,
have
the
merged.
way that I understand the Norfolk bylaws is if you are a owner of one lot by an adjacent lot, you can merge the lots and the lots become one
After a certain amount of
after a
time.
certain amount of time.
Instantly.
I believe, and I think it's
Instant.
Instantly within common ownership.
If common ownership.
Yep.
So did he buy one lot, or did he buy
When you-
5 lots?
They're probably
Mr. Burkett, when
all
you bought that, was all that one piece?
It was all one piece.
And that's,
Yeah.
And that's
who owns the property? Is it in your name?
Literally, yes.
And
You,
it's one tax bill.
One tax bill, yes.
Yeah,
That's
and
my
it's,
You
it's
can't
not,
unmerge lots anyway because
No,
it's
I
under.
understand that. One,
Yeah.
two,
Good question.
1, 2, 3, 4,
You
It's
saying-
actually-
yeah,
it's
you're saying that was the
actually-
first time I've ever.
I'm kind of confused why
Yeah.
it would be still considered lot 1, 2,
Shouldn't
3,
be.
Yeah,
4,
because
and
on the
5.
assessor's
it'll
map,
always be called that,
Assessor's
because
map.
that, those, the lots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 might have been
Lot
drawn
6,
in the
lot
We do
1950s.
that all the time down the airport, combine 2 lots.
But
and
the
become one.
plan doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His deed,
Yeah, what
if
it
you went
shows-
back on the title, it would say at some point, you know, being shown as lots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, cottage, yeah.
But that doesn't mean today that they're lots, that's just an older description.
right, because now the assessor's map identifies it
Right,
as.
there's no new
lot
plan
6,
drawn
lot
to
8.
show it. It's automatic by law. He doesn't have to show a new lot line showing all those lots merged. He does not have to show that.
No. Agreed.
I agree. Yeah, he doesn't have to have an A and R, but he.
But
it
in
would be
history,
different. If
in
that was
history,
still-
that,
If it was less than, I get what you're saying.
yeah, if
the
if they were in common ownership,
but
you're
if it's
absolutely
less than 2
right.
years, that could still be 5 lots, if it was still.
Elaine, can
But
you
you bought
scroll
it as
down to
one
the,
lot. He
bought it.
just
bought it
the
as
bottom
one.
right
So I
corner?
didn't know that before I asked.
I just want to
That
look
was
at
a
the
good question.
notes.
No, it was a
Nope.
good question.
Oh, no, not on the, sorry. I thought the
Okay.
notes would be longer than just the address.
Yeah, I don't think.
Nope, you're good.
No.
Now, who's been to the site? Courtney, you were there?
I drove by it. It's tight. There's no.
I don't think I don't think I've
But
been
it,
by.
but I think it fits.
Doesn't encroach in the front.
No, and I think it fits in the neighborhood and everything else. I don't think it looks weird or anything, to be honest with you.
Wasn't sure.
I think it's odd that Cottage Court
Exists,
It
yeah.
exists,
It's-
but I mean, that's, but
It's a
they're-
weird
they're-
little pork chop.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a little,
It's a weird little pork chop back there, and it's got I'm sure it's got like an odd lineage of how it came to be, especially if it's got
Sure.
chunks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but,
is there possibility of a house being built in, no, because
it's
the
all
river's
flood.
right down there, isn't there?
It honestly starts flooding right where you see that line.
Okay.
The floodplain line.
Yeah, the flood line here.
Yeah, okay.
Right
And what's,
behind the barn.
what's on this side of Cottage Court?
Towards you?
Yeah.
That's the Charles.
Charles River.
Oh, down there, that's the Norfolk Housing Authority and conservation land. There's a couple I brought this up last time, there's a hunter that always
Right.
still comes in
Right.
during the
You said he
seasons.
parks down there.
Yeah, he makes me a little nervous, but
Yeah.
where you're orange.
Don't worry about it.
he's,
Right.
he seems safe.
So, I think, we need to deliberate on this a little bit.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, but I was
Do
thinking,
you want to
in the
leave
end,
the, do you want to leave the hearing open?
Do we have anybody
Any abutters?
online? Any butters? Anybody?
no.
Do we have any letters from a butters?
No, we don't.
Do you want to leave the hearing
I
open?
would
in
definitely
case we
recommend
have-
leaving the hearing open.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't,
Is it just a continuance to next month?
yeah, and then
You can deliberate
Yeah.
Because you might get new information, you might have questions
Yeah.
that you thought of after the fact, after tonight.
Yeah.
'Cause it was a
If we
little
can get you the
complicated.
deed, you want to see the deed just to verify?
Nope.
No? Okay.
One tax
No.
bill, that's
It'll
all.
give me a
No, I'm
chance,
good.
if
You got
if
one
you leave
tax
it
bill
open,
and
keep
you
it, I
wanted
can at
it
least,
one.
Yeah, I'm fine with
I can
that.
at least drive by it.
No issue.
I didn't have a chance to, but
So in the end, if we grant this under a special permit, we have the encroachment in the back that's encroaching another, what, 7 feet into
7 feet into the, yeah.
And in the front, it's encroaching how much more?
9 feet? 9 feet, right? 41.
9 feet towards the
Well, yeah, it's a 9-foot
It was a 9-foot
encroachment. I don't know if it's, how much
The
more
new
it is.
encroachment looks like it's less than 5 feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say the encroachment, the new encroachment
Right.
is 5 foot. Right. It already had been
Yeah, he
encroaching.
has encroached.
He already has
Right, but I'm
encroached.
saying, but we're only worried about the additional 5 feet or whatever it is, right? Okay, same thing in the back, it's about
Yeah.
7 feet, okay. All right, that's the real thing that's on our purview.
On a normal special permit, if it's in keeping in the neighborhood and this was then gonna be built, we'd look at it and say if this was supposed to be in the neighborhood, it looks good in the neighborhood or whatever, then we may be able to grant it, but let's keep it open
I guess if we keep it open, could I just
Let's
ask?
keep it open so
Which
he
could-
he can drive by. I've already
But
driven
more
by.
importantly than that is, Rich, could you inquire with Mr. Bullock if a special permit were issued? I know they may have some other loose ends on
Yeah.
substantive things out there.
Would it close
code,
out
but
this matter? I mean, basically.
Would
That's a
that,
good
would that
point,
help
yeah.
from a zoning
Sure.
standpoint?
Yeah.
Or is that what, just so we don't vote the wrong thing?
Right.
That's all.
Yeah, that's
So,
fine. Yeah, I could,
That's more important than me driving by, but
okay.
You're more than welcome.
I'll wear
Did
orange.
you build the barn, or was the barn existing structure?
No, that's existing.
It was existing as is.
What's in the barn, anything?
Nothing. He was
I was
a,
just wondering if you got horses or...
Yeah, yeah.
it's actually, I shouldn't even call, honestly, I shouldn't call it a barn, because when the guy built it, when they built it in the 60s, he was a race car driver.
I was gonna say, it's kind of hangar-esque. Not
I
to
was
be
gonna-
weird, but I was just like,
So-
that's an odd barn.
Why I was wondering what was in
Yeah.
it.
You didn't inherit it with like stocked to the brim of crap?
I had to rent a dumpster to pick up all, I had to go out into the woods towards the Charles because there was a trail of tires that they just
Oh,
kept dumping. and
I have a
dumping.
trail of tires too. I'm telling you, man.
All right.
You are the only house on Cottage, though, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
I'll make it to 7:10 on the 22nd.
Want to make a
All right.
motion?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it right now. I'll make a motion that we
was that?
continue the hearing for 5 Cottage Court, to May 22nd at 7:10 PM.
I'll second that.
Doesn't this road have to have some people?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
These are old.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all very much.
Sorry to give you a heart attack. Rich saved you there.
Just a few more gray hairs. It's okay.
Just palpitations.
Yeah, it was laid out eons
Have a
ago.
couple more kids, you'll get a lot.
It's a little-
If you want.
How many did the cows give you? Or
Oh
did
my
the cows
gosh.
keep them lighter?
No, the cows relax me a little bit, unless they're out running around the neighborhood,
Thank you.
Thank you.
which does happen.
How do you get them home when that
The
happens?
house is already.
Honestly,
Down the street.
they're wicked
Yes.
easy.
Yeah.
They just
They
go?
listen to me and they'll follow me.
Know where they get fed.
I can push
They know who
them.
feeds them. They know who feeds them.
Mike knows, you can push a cow just about anywhere you want.
I have a friend who has sheep and
Sheep are stupid.
yeah, well, the sheep are dumb. His sheep got out, went to the
I love
neighbors.
sheep.
The neighbors fed him ton of food, and then the sheep
So
wouldn't
Rich
do
is-
anything because the sheep had been
Does he
fed,
need
and then
to
he
apply
finally
for
got them in the back of a Corolla.
To build this thing?
Oh, wow.
Sheep in a Corolla.
It's like
As
sheep
the
in a
Midwest
Jeep.
Yeah, she's been doing
My
it.
They're
favorite
making them
book
take things
series
apart to make it
for little kids.
situation.
All right, we had
Yeah, this is the 90,
deliberations for 90
Next week.
Pond Street.
Yep.
Yes.
And I did review, and was going to say that, being we already voted and granted
Right.
this, I mean, we could accept it as written.
Okay.
All right, so I'll make a
Just
motion.
a
that-
question on that before you,
Yep, okay.
because I just forget, there was some compensation coming back to the town?
Yeah, I put it prior to occupancy permit.
Okay, thank you.
It might be sooner, but
I'm just always nervous about my,
Yep.
not coming back to the town.
Good question.
Catch.
All right,
Good
Good
catch.
condition.
All right.
so I'll make a motion that we accept accept the decision as written for the Pond Street solar
All right.
application.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye. And need a blue pen? Need a blue pen.
There's a blue pen. All right, thank you.
Let's see, anything else? Town planner, do you have any updates?
Well, town meeting's coming up, May 15th.
May 15th,
Should be seeing your
there's an
warrant,
election,
May 7th.
May
election.
7th.
Yep.
Select people are, I see little signs all over the place, so there will be some voting.
You on here? Yeah, you're on here.
2 weeks out then.
And meet the candidates coming up this weekend, if you want to meet the candidates.
Really, what does that
That's
consist
gets
of?
handled during the school election.
Tell me that's televised.
It's on cable, right?
It is on cable, yeah.
It should
So
be
you can,
one. It should be one.
This seems like something I would armchair
Where are they
watch,
holding
but
that,
not
Rich, do you
do.
know?
Yeah, everybody's
I can look it up.
Voting day.
But it's Saturday?
What's that?
where's the meet the can? Yeah, this Saturday.
Where does
Oh, I
that,
think it's,
where does that take place at? Let me picture this.
I want to say it's at the library.
How many of them are there? Does it get wild? Does it get like heated?
Is there,
Well, it's not a
convention
debate.
like-
It's,
Is it televised or people going in?
yeah, it is televised. Yeah, well, you can go in person if you want, but.
Saturday,
Get a
what
beer.
time?
He's not
Is
sure.
it formal or is it like you literally go and meet them and are like,
Oh, you're asking
hey?
me. I haven't attended one, so I don't.
I should think about this. Like, you have other things to do with your real life. That's correct. Right.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but,
Right.
but it's not a debate, though. That's all I know. Is meet the candidates, right? So it's not.
That sounds a little too friendly. That doesn't sound like it's going to be any fun.
No, it's not going to be that.
all right. Do I hear anybody making a motion to adjourn for tonight? Seeing how we did everything in between.
I'll make a motion that we close the hearing for, the ZBA hearing for Wednesday, April 24th, 2024 at 7:52.
And I'll certainly second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
We're done.
Good. I'm going to watch some hockey.
So when will the 40B
You made a good
hearing
point, though. You
happen?
pointed out
Do you know?
about, there's a big difference between,
What's that?
When will this,
The gray area, we
yeah,
can't order
Cranberry
removal,
Heights.
but it's
When is
also
that
not
coming?
legal.
right, 'cause when you want to do something.
I don't
it's-
know.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's when it
haven't,
becomes an issue. That's your
That's
recourse.
lawyers'
Open arms are the
Yeah.
neighborhood already.
He
Oh, they're open
he
arms.
really
Yeah, I think they're gonna go nuts.
Yeah,
gated
yeah.
by because
Well, we
of
reserved